This is a fun one. I came across the old eBay feed unexpectedly. Los Angeles Rams trivia. What does it remind you of right off the bat? The big blue Trivial Pursuit box. And it suddenly jogged my memory. My family and I played untold hours of Trivial Pursuit. We had to kind of level the playing field because if we played Scrabble, my dad was in constant beast mode. It was just ugly. But Trivial Pursuit, that's good, pretty clean, fun. And so there seems to be this adjunct that I never knew about, and it just kind of popped in. And I thought, well, and my brother-in-law is a huge Rams fan, and I mean a really good fan. He's come up several times to watch his team lose to the Jets and lose to the Giants, and he's finally enjoying a championship team, Super Bowl winning team. So I think he's going to appreciate this, and it really looks like, you see the old format here, officially licensed, and what we've got in the box, it appears, is 2,400 questions on the history of the Los Angeles Rams and the NFL. Real life football field game board, compatible with other trivia games. See, so Trivial Pursuit was such a real innovator in terms of the offshoots, the modules, the expansions. It's just what a genius creation. And you have those little, the little, kind of pie plate, and you got all the little pie-shaped wedges in there, the different color-coded things based on the topic area. So it looks like you've got something like that maybe here. It says it's compatible. So, it's interesting. It doesn't have a copyright on the back here. You can see you can play trivia with the NFL and your favorite team if your favorite team is one of 6 teams. Apparently, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. That's cool. There's your AFC West, sans Chiefs, of course, and your Rams and Niners. If you're an NFC West fan, unless you're a Saints or Falcons fan, and then the Cowboys are here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Western Division teams, and then the Cowboys. But you've got this really cool Sports Games International. This is who created this, and you see the cards spread out, the field. Like to see it spread out, a very APA or Strat-like presentation, and real life, it looks pretty cool. So it's a very easy unboxing. It's not shrink wrapped here, although it appears unpunched. Look at this. There's like a little something perforated, and that's always. That's what a value. It was only $4. The shipping was 3 times that. So it looks like we, well, there we go. This, folks, this is what is it? It's a real life football field. Can't you just see Marshall Faulk dancing all over this baby? Holt Bruce and, what's his name? Kurt Warner just kind of going to town on this. Although I must say, it's sturdy, and you've got some... you get some high relief on this. It says Rams, and you've got, it looks like pegs, I guess, kind of like a cribbage board, and you get these. Well, I don't know if this is complete. You got green pegs on a green board. That seems a little counterintuitive, but that's all right. And one big die. It's too bad it doesn't have the individual, yard line markers. You could possibly use this in one of our games, but, I guess here are your cards. Let's just take a look at this. Well, that's kind of, I don't know why you put the sticker on like that, but it doesn't really matter, does it? And, ooh, look at that. Look at the knowledge in there. And there you go. And there's, okay, the answers are on the back. If any of you have any experience with these, would love to hear about it. And it'd be nice if we got like an East Coast team here, Jets, Giants, something like that would be cool. But let's read through the instructions really quickly here. I like that, and it's already pretty accessible, 2 pages. Let's see, plastic football field game board, check. 3 team pegs. Okay, check. Team pegs? I don't know. I think I'd rather see kind of blue and gold for the Rams, but okay. And let's see. To score points, more points than your opponent at the end of your 4 quarters of play by correctly answering trivia questions. So they've turned Trivial Pursuit into a kind of football game. Very cool preparation. 2 teams are selected. What do we always say? Grab 2 teams. You just want to grab 2 teams and go. We're going to make a T-shirt of that, so look out for that, and a coffee cup. Etsy or Cafe Press, but that's it. Grab 2 teams. So 2 teams are selected, if you will, with 1 or more players on each team. Ooh, you can have like an offensive and defensive coordinator. Cool. The field is set lengthwise between the 2 teams. Each team selects a peg representing them on the playing field. Again, it's kind of you can have any color as long as it's green. And you place the quarter dividing cards in the box of trivia cards between the number of questions you desire per quarter. For example, 20 cards for short play, 40 cards for long play. So I guess you punch these. Well, I won't do it right now. But and then I guess you put them in. You can divide these up into whatever you want. Okay, cool. Roll a die to determine which team shall answer the first question. There's your kickoff. Team that won the die begins play by rolling the die again. If the team correctly answers the question, their peg is moved as follows. Correctly answered NFL question, die roll 2, 4, 5, 6, move peg 10 yards. Correctly answered team question, die roll 1 or 3, move peg 20 yards. I'm not quite sure what that means yet, so... But, interesting. You can do anything with 1 die. It's amazing how you can divvy things up. Get a couple of playing alternatives here. Well, you can read that. I'm not going to bother reading all that. You can see that. Freeze the video and go back to it on the back here of the instruction sheet, which, again, is a very accessible 1-pager. I like that. Touchdown is 7 points. You don't even have to worry about the PAT. They must have been talking to the NFL competition committee. Field goal, 3 points. Safety, 2 points. Cool. There you go. Safety is... A successful interception, forcing the offensive team into their own end zone, scores a safety for the defensive team, and 2 points are awarded. Optional play, goal line stand. See, App has had this for years. The goal line stand, heavy line, guess the player and the direction of the play, inside or outside. See, there you go. Interceptions. All right, so that's apparently interceptions tied to the safety for 1 play each half. Oh, it's like the trick play in App Master. Prior to the rolling of the die, the defensive team may announce an interception attempt. The die is rolled, the card placed with the answer side down. Can be read by both teams. Both teams answer the question. Defensive team disagrees with the offensive answer and answers the question correctly. Defense intercepts, and the offensive team's peg is moved back 30 yards. And play reverses. If the offensive team answers correctly or if D team answers incorrectly, offense advances 30 yards. If both teams answer correctly, offensive team advances as normal, 10 or 20 yards, I guess, based on these, it was a quote NFL question or a team question. So cool, you got some competition in there, and you can even have an overtime provision. First team to score wins. Thank you very much. Oh, well, there you go. It makes sense because this is all questions are current as of July 86, and there is your copyright of 1986. And now that makes a little more sense in terms of the team selection here, because obviously, well, in the 80s, that's the era of Dickerson, so the 2,000-yard season in 84. Rams weren't terribly bad in the 80s. The Chargers were a little past they'd missed their window, unfortunately. The Raiders had a couple rings under their belt there. Niners, of course, were in the middle of their dynasty, and the Cowboys were between dynasties. Looking ahead to the triplets and all of that. And the Broncos were going to the Super Bowl, although the Giants were going to win that, but we have no East Coast teams here, so it leads me to believe that maybe this franchise didn't last too long, so it's unfortunate. But if anyone knows of any other teams that were made, team sets that were made, that's great. So it's 2,400 questions on the Rams in the NFL. Well, let's take a couple. Let's just take a spin through here. Let's see. You guys are going to kill me on this, but let's just see what we have here. Let's pick a card. Pick a card, any card. What do we got here? Well, let's see. So 1 and 3, I guess, are the team questions, right? Yeah, so 1 and 3 is a team question. That's, I guess, why I've got the little, the little caret next to it. Okay. So the team question goes for 20 yards. Those are the tough ones, I guess. 1 and 3 are the tough ones, and the rest are just 10-yarders, no big deal. So, going from the top, from what NFL team did Fritz Shurmur join the Rams staff in 1982? Ooh, that's some, wow. Yike. That's some front office stuff there. Forget it. I don't know that. What Pro Football Hall of Fame center served as inspiration for a regular character on the TV show Barney Miller? Oh, it's got to be a guy Wojciechowicz. This is talking about. It's got to be, right? You already know this. Bruce Snyder of the Rams staff was a head coach at which college before joining the Rams? College questions, man. Kill me. I don't know. What St. Louis Cards and New Orleans Saints O-guard was frequently cited for his overly aggressive play? Well, that's Conrad Dobler. All right. Hey, I'm not too shabby at this. What was the nickname of Miami's first Major League Pro Football team? I think it was the Seahawks. I remember we did that in our scouting report. I bet it was the Seahawks. How many years elapsed between the NFL's first 1,000-yard runner, Beatty Feathers, and the second, Steve Van Buren? Ooh, what do you think? How you want to do this? Want to just flip it one over? Well, Fritz Shurmur. From what team did Shurmur join the Rams staff? Let's see. The Patriots. Okay. There are people, you guys who know this stuff are just fascinating to me. It's amazing. What Pro Football Home Center? It's got to be Wojciechowicz, right? Yeah, it's Wojciechowicz. I remember that card very well. Bruce Snyder of the Rams staff was a head coach at what college? Again, you guys are more, what is it? Utah State. Okay. All right. And then what Cards and Saints were great? You know it's Dobler, the aggressive. Yeah. There's a great YouTube channel, Comrade Dobler. Great vintage games there. What was the nickname of Miami's first Major League Pro Football? I think it's Seahawks. I remember going deep into this in all our scouting reports. Yeah. Nice. And how many yards elapsed between the first 1,000-yard runner and the second? I don't know, 20? Something like that? 13th. 13th. How many years elapsed? Okay, something like that. It's not really grammatical, but yeah, we'll let it slide. Okay, that's not too bad. If I can get a couple there, that's if I can do it, geez. All right, let's do another one, yeah? Let's try another. We could do these all night long. We could do these, make a whole podcast. That's the answers, or the questions, right? I guess if you looked at the answers first, you could do it like Jeopardy, but I don't know if you could. 13th, how are you going to make that a Jeopardy question? But all right, what team defeated the Rams for the 50 NFL title? That's the Browns. Who's the owner of the Lions at that time? What time is this? Well, it's 86. So was it Ford? What two Rams players were the subjects of the team's first quarterback controversy in 1949? Ooh. What was the nickname of the Seattle Seahawks offense under Chuck Knox? In 66, who served briefly but dramatically as AFL commissioner? Got to be Al Davis, right? What was the alma mater of Minnesota Viking quarterback Tommy Kramer? Again, with these college questions, man, I barely made it to college, so I don't, you folks are very college savvy. You're very impressive. All right, let's start from the top. What team defeated the Rams? Yeah, it was the Browns. The owner of the Lions was William Clay Ford. All right. Two Rams players in the quarterback controversy were Bob Waterfield and Norm Van Brocklin. Now, see, that's a great, this is a lead into a replay. Go back. If whoever's got the 49, I don't think Appa didn't card the 49 Rams, but you could easily go and card them, I'd love to see more pre-1950 teams. Let's see. Was the nickname of the Seattle Seahawks offense? The offense under Chuck Knox? What was it? It was the... Was it now? Chuck Knox? What year was that? I mean, I remember Sherman Smith and Dan Dornick, but wow. Who served in 66 as AFL commissioner? Got to be, yeah, of course, Mr. Davis, and the alma mater of Tommy Kramer. Wow. What, did you ever see the answer? Rice. Okay. Yeah, oh, man. All right, this is good stuff. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Let's shuffle this up. Get out the old shuffler. We're going to do one more here. We'll do one more here. Let's see what we got. All right. What former Rams head coach said, in sports, the only measure of success is victory? Ooh, sounds like a hard nose there. Where did Dan Marino play college football? Again, well, I happen to know Pitt, since we're going to do the 83 Steelers reimagined, but man, these college questions, God. What Rams Pro Football Hall of Famer was the first coach of the New Orleans Saints? Oh, gee. I think I know. Who are the Dolphins' Marx brothers? Clayton Duper, of course. What current college head coach served two separate terms as Shula's DC with the Dolphins? Oh. Again, college questions, man. You guys who know the college game, That's, I mean, how many millions of teams are there? It's amazing. Name one of the 102 jewelry firms who made most of NFL's Super Bowl rings. What is that? I was going to say Zabar's. Zales. I don't know. Zabars. I miss Zabars and those chocolate croissants. Haven't been to Grand Central in a good number of years. All right. What Rams head coach said success, victory? Who is it? George Allen. Yeah, okay. Dan Marino played Pitt. Yeah. Rams Hall of Famer is the first coach of the Saints. Who is it? Tom Fears. Right, okay. Who are the Dolphins and Marks? That's Clayton Duper. We knew that. The Marks brothers. What current college head coach served as two separate terms as Shula's defensive chief with the Dolphins? Wasn't Weidenhofer, right? No. Arn Sparger, yeah. And one of the two jewelry firms. Who is it? Balfour and Jostens. Wow, Zales. Don't know what that says about my taste in jewelry or anything, but let's do one more. Let's just go for broke. This is not too bad. I mean, for $4 and $12 in shipping, I mean, this is one of those things just kind of like pops up. You got to go for it. And, you know, if you're one fan of one of the 6 teams, let's see. Who's the Rams center who once injured his right hand, missed 2 games, and came back to snap with his left hand? Ooh, again, that's a great rare play kind of pregame little modifier. Who was the halfback who ran for more than 1,000 yards and passed for more than 1,047 for the Yankees of the AFC? Wow. Wouldn't that be the AAFC? I don't know. Which Rams lineman has started a game at each interior O-line position with the exception of left tackle? Man, one of those guys who got the ratings all over the card. We've seen those. As of 84, holds the NFL record for most 300-yard passing games in his career. Oh, God. I love when they say it's a passing league now. It's like, yeah, well, sure. Who was but I mean, back then, please. Who was the first player sold in NFL history? The price was $3,000. Ooh. Who's credited with innovating the technique known as a red dog? Oh, this is good stuff. This is running the gamut here. So, who's the Rams center who injured his right hand and missed 2 games? Doug Smith. No clue about that. Who's the halfback who ran for more than 1,000 yards and passed for more than 1,000 for the New York Yankees? Probably also Orban Speck Sanders. Ooh, I wonder if he was carded by anybody. He's got to be in Pro Football Strategy or in Action PC. Which Rams lineman started a game at each interior O-line position with the exception of left tackle, which is a tough job? Doug Smith is the answer to 2 questions. What are they kind of getting at here? Okay. As of 84, who holds the NFL record for the most 300-yard passing games in his career? Dan Fouts. They're going to say, I mean, the second coming of the 4,000-yard season. First player sold in NFL history. Bob Nash. Again, got to go find this person's card. Who's credited with innovating the tactic known as a red dog? Don Red Dog Ettinger. Well, that stands to reason. Well, there you go. Hey, this is a good little bargain, so check it out. I can't wait to spring this on the family and put these in the right order. Now what did I do? I've blown the whole thing. Hey, you probably knew all those answers. You could probably make up your own little trivia game like this. Pretty easy breezy, so enjoy. If you track it down, let me know. LA Rams Trivia. Trivia's a good thing.